Welcome. The difficulty level of this video is moderate. Today we're going to talk about one of the articles from The Futurist that details an important concept of the technological economy, and particularly how the way our financial and governmental system is structured creates greater inequality of technology usage and consumption, mainly because it is not designed for the technological age. Our entire system is a mid-20th century system in the United States, and most other countries have copied large parts of it, partly because they wanted to copy a successful model for the United States, but were unable to anticipate that it would become obsolete as the economics of technology progressed. So on that note, I take you to the article. It's called The Upgrade Paradox, if you can see that. And let me expand this screen. I speak about this in other videos. The rate at which consumer technology diffuses is getting faster and faster. And you can pause the screen and look at it. And I even have another video that is devoted to this particular chart and the phenomenon that it represents. But technology is diffusing faster and faster based on how quickly each technology gets 50% market adoption. Or in other words, how quickly do most households become consumers of a new technology. And we all know this happens now in a matter of just a couple of years. If there is some wondrous new technological device that is available in the market, everyone will buy it, and 50% of households will have it before too long, assuming it's within the median price range of consumer technology items. So coming back to the article, which you can read, then I have another concept about how many devices are in your home. It's not just about technologies like Moore's Law that are advancing exponentially, making devices cheaper and cheaper. It's about a greater number of devices. So here is a poll, and I want you to look at this poll in the link in the description box and count up how many exponential technological devices you have in your home today. And I have a list of what to include and what not to include. Obviously include PCs, smartphones, tablets, LED TVs, LED light bulbs, game consoles, and other electronic concepts, but exclude old tube TVs, film cameras, incandescent bulbs, software programs, films on DVDs or Blu-ray or those types of discs, and so forth. And vote in the poll about how many of these devices are in your home. And households vary in size accordingly, but I can vote in this poll, and it'll show you the breakdown after you vote in it. And what you'll find is that the number is much more than you thought. And the number, pointing to where my cursor is right now, has also been rising exponentially decade over decade. So the power of each unit is becoming more advanced. The PC of 2021 is obviously much more advanced than the PC of 1995. But now there's so many devices. Instead of just one PC for an entire household, there might be 8 or 10. There are now smartphones, a different type of computer that is not a PC. There are other high-tech devices such as LED TVs that were low-tech in the days of CRT tube TVs. And you can see how many devices existed in the typical US household by decade. In the 1970s there was 0, maybe 1 in some households, but mostly 0. 1980s there was 1 to 2, 1990s 2 to 4, 2000s 5 to 10, 2010s 12 to 30, and in the 2020s we're expecting there to be 50 to 100, and by the 2030s hundreds. And this number is rising very exponentially, and it doesn't even account for consolidation of devices. The smartphone swallowed up 8 or 9 such devices into one, so the fact this number is rising actually understates the amount of technological progress. Again, it's not just that devices are improving exponentially based on phenomena such as Moore's Law that makes sure there are more and more such devices consumed. Now, every child might have a laptop. Even that was not true until pretty recently. And herein lies what I call the upgrade paradox. And for that, I'm actually going to read this article word for word. Herein lies the problem for the average household. The cost to upgrade PCs, smartphones, networking equipment, TVs, storage, and in some cases the entire car has become expensive. This can often run over $2,000 a year, and unsurprisingly, upgrades have been slowing. The technology industry is hence a victim of its own success by releasing products that cause so much deflation and hence low nominal GDP growth and sluggish job growth. The technology industry has been constricting its demand base. Amidst all the job loss through technological automation, the hiring of the tech industry itself is constrained if fewer people can keep buying their products. The bottom 70 to 80% of U.S. household income brackets can no longer keep up with technological upgrades. Their ability to keep up with new economic opportunities will suffer as well. So that is in fact the crux of the problem. It costs too much for people to keep upgrading everything. If a household of 4 people needs new PCs every couple years, new smartphones, new tablets, a better TV, and now even the car becomes electronically obsolete long before there is mechanical failure, it's too expensive to keep up because the deflation that technology generates is not enabling their incomes to keep up. Now that is why, if you're familiar with my Atom publication, you will see the Federal Reserve quantitative easing program has to be converted into something that transmits cash directly to people, a universal income of sorts, but it has to be done through Federal Reserve money printing. It cannot be done through income taxation because that is just another form of socialism or forced redistribution. That's why monetization of technological progress into this dividend is crucial. And this is where my program idea of a direct universal exponential stipend comes in. Technology is causing deflation, which means quantitative easing of all the world central banks has to be exponential, but the way they're doing it still concentrates the money at the top, and these tech billionaires just get richer and richer, but most of the money does not go down to the bottom 80%, even 85% of people, and they cannot even keep up with technology purchases. They need to just stay competitive in the economy. Transmitting the cash directly to people, and to all people equally, rich, poor, whatever, for simplicity's sake, making it a universal program is the answer. I even call it the direct universal exponential stipend. We will expand on that in other videos, but the upgrade paradox is the concept of this video, where technology is causing too much deflation, preventing incomes from rising, whereas the cost of new technology is rising and it's becoming a larger and larger share of income, which precludes further upgrading of devices. The technology industry therefore becomes a victim of its own success by seeing its demand shrink, in addition to the fact that average people are being left behind by this easily correctable situation. If you like this type of content, I encourage all of you to upvote and subscribe. Thank you for watching.